Howdy, folks. Monthly update for the month of November, as we're almost a third of the way through December. Apologies, a bit late. We're going to have a look at some news stories. Eben getting a ban, Rassie extending his contract, the Irish getting a crack at that Eden Park record, plus some stats and whatnot from the month that was. As I said, apologies, a bit late. It's been a pretty full-on November. But yeah, we'll look back at the month. It was a pretty busy one. There was so much test match rugby on. Like, from my perspective, we kind of go into semi-chill mode now as we're into club rugby. Test match season is full on. So it kind of chills out a little bit now, although we still have some wrapping up of the 2025 season to go. Looking back at November, thank you guys who subscribed. We managed to get over 100,000 subscribers at last on the channel, so thank you guys so much for that. That's massive. And my dad got to see that before he passed away at the end of November. He was really tracking those numbers. My mum was telling me he was tracking them on his phone. Wanted to see the channel hit 100K. So we didn't get the little plaque on the wall yet. Apparently that's still coming. But Dad got to see the number tick over. So he was really, really well chuffed. So thank you guys so much for that. I know it meant a lot to him as my kind of special guest star and kind of inspiration for starting the channel. So yes, very, very chuffed and pleased. Thank you guys. If you haven't subscribed, join the other 100,000 people who've done so. I would greatly appreciate that. As I said, November was busy. Heaps of viewers in from South Africa, also the UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. Kind of same top 5 as usual. I like to scroll down though on the list of countries where we got viewers from because it's all over the place. 630 views from Uganda. Nice one. Never been to Uganda. Never been to Africa at all. Cities-wise, Cape Town, Pretoria, Dublin, London, Joburg, and Auckland. Again, kind of the big cities, although 3 of the top 6 are South African cities, as you may well expect. But again, scrolling down, in South Africa, you guys have got a city called Evander, just like the boxer. 36 views from there. In Argentina, General Pacheco. Some views from there as well. And then Epsom in the UK. We have an Epsom here in Auckland. It's a suburb. It's a very leafy suburb, very affluent suburb. A lot of people would like to move to Epsom, but cannot afford it. So, yes, there you go. Those are some stats from the month. Also, patrons. Thank you to these people for supporting the channel. It really, genuinely keeps the channel alive, especially as we dip from kind of test season into club season. The channel quietens down a bit. And interestingly, maybe not interesting to you, but interesting to me, I had a look at my numbers from 2022 to 2025. I've already got almost 2 million more views this year than in 2022. But in 2022, YouTube paid me more. So YouTube gave me a pay cut for doing better work, apparently. So if you would support me with these people on Patreon, I'd love it. Or down in the description, you can also buy me a beer. Or there's also channel memberships, which are named Gazamania in honor of the old boy before he passed away. It was named Gazamania because he was joining on the live streams and whatnot. So you got plenty of options to support the channel, but otherwise subscribing and liking and commenting and all that jazz likewise helps out as well. Special thanks to Angus and Jack McHugh for their continued support on Patreon as well. What else has been going on? Russ has extended his contract with the Box through to 2031. 6 more years of Rassie. Part of me is chuffed because he's one of the greatest brains in the game, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Like, he took over the Box in 2018, and to put it mildly, you guys weren't that good. In 2018, the Box were a very different team. I remember, even as the channel had in the hundreds of subscribers, I would get the odd email from Springbok fans telling me, honestly, we're not a bad team. If we could do this, if we could do that, you know, we might be good again. Well, you got good again. So I was kind of hoping back when Rassie took over that, you know, the All Blacks, South Africa rivalry would pick up again, because it had kind of gotten to a bit of a low point where you guys flipped it and keep beating us now. So I am both excited to see 6 more years of Rassie, because goodness knows what he's going to come up with in 6 years' time. How many World Cups is he going to target? I don't know. I would love to see some team give him a genuine go, because he's at the top at the moment. You know, double World Cup winning, Rugby Championship winning, #1 in the world, clean sweep of their November tour and whatnot. Like, they're at a pretty high point. It'd be great to see them genuinely challenged. I'd like to see my All Blacks challenge them. We got 4 games against the Box next year, which is looking rough. But yeah, part of me is dreading 6 more years of Rassie. If you guys just dominate for 6 more years, that won't be fun for the rest of us. But anyway, yeah, as I said, he's one of the greatest brains in the game, so it's good. Even though he's going to be tough to knock off that top spot, I'm keen to see what he can do with South Africa for the next 6 years. Certainly done amazing things for South African rugby. Ireland's going to get a crack at Eden Park. I feel like the Eden Park record never used to get talked up that much. I'm not sure if because the record wasn't as long or at what point it started becoming a thing, but every test there now starts becoming it's the Eden Park record. Maybe because the All Blacks are looking a bit more vulnerable than they have in the past. I'm not sure. But Ireland are the next team to get a crack. Remember when they came and played us a couple of years ago with their tour of New Zealand? They won the series, but they lost the Eden Park game. So they have had a crack in relatively recent times, but they'll get another one. Yeah, everyone's going to want a crack at the current All Blacks, because it's looking far from the most secure records. Also going to have France down at that new stadium in Christchurch, although that game will likely be similar in terms of a French lineup with the team that came down this year, because France will still be with top 14 duties and whatnot. And then we're going to play the Italians in Wellington. Wellington's record is not very good, so maybe it makes sense that we play the Italians there. Although Italy, man, if you're going to beat us, Wellington is the place to get that first ever victory over the ABs. I don't know. But yeah, Eden Park against Ireland is going to be certainly one to look forward to. And then Eben, he got his ban for the eye gouge. That one seems to be pretty divisive. Honestly, the people who seem to be hardest on Eben for this one, from all the comments I've read, are South African fans. So many South African fans were livid about the eye gouge. There was a few who, I remember in the match review, commented about, maybe he was provoked and blah-de-blah, and other South African fans quickly jumped on those comments and shot them down. Well, he's been banned for 12 games. It was 18 weeks, 18 down to 12. I know there's a lot of talk about the ban feeling not long enough, and I think that comes from the fact that it's 12 Sharks games. Like, Eben basically just gets a summer holiday, doesn't he? He gets a few months off over the summer down in Durban. Must be beautiful. Like, it's hot here in Auckland. I can't imagine what it's like in Durban right now. Yeah, I'm sure it's very fine weather. So, if it had been a full Springbok season, you'd be feeling that. But 12 games for the Sharks probably doesn't feel like that much of a punishment. But Eben's always been a guy who played a lot more games internationally than for his club side. He was always injured, wherever he was playing, seemingly. That's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. He was often fit and available for test season. It just seems to be the way that guy goes. But 12 games for the Sharks. Summer holidays for Eben, but that's just the way the disciplinary system goes in rugby. They don't pick which point of the season things happen. Upcoming vids, I'm doing the depth charts. Did them the last couple of years, depth charts videos, tracking all the team data. So I hope you guys will look forward to those. I'm currently working on those. I've just recorded the Springbok one. I'll be then doing the ABs and then the English and the Irish and whatnot. I'll work my way down through the sides, through the world ranking. So South Africa first, because they're number 1 in the world. I always like looking at those. It'll be interesting to see the changes from year on year. And also I'll probably knock something out about some rugby stats for the end of the year as well, to see how the teams are trending and where their potential strengths and weaknesses lie. So I hope you guys look forward to those. Thank you for being here in the month that was. Subscribe, as I said, if you haven't done so already. Consider Patreon, buy me a beer, become a channel member. All those ways of supporting the channel, most appreciated. Maybe we can do a 100k Q&A. I haven't done a Q&A on this channel for years and years and years and years. But if you think Q&A is a good idea, chuck some questions down there. Who's going to win the next World Cup? South Africa's the obvious answer. But yeah, if you think there's any questions you'd like to hear my 2 cents on, he said the thing, chuck them down there. Use Q&A in your comment, and then I'll be able to filter them through. But yeah, you guys take care, and I will talk to you guys again soon. See you later.